Done. Huh. That's one big cat. And there's a shattered crown. I think it's depicting some kind of story.
Look, there's writing too. The Ibis King answered the young noble, granting him the wisdom he sought. But the fragile crown was shattered by lies in the end. Here I leave the name. Gudar's.
Gudar's? I've seen that name in a history book before. He was a young noble who sought to save his realm, and a king who once united the desert.
That's right. Although his methods were rather shameful. During his long reign, he betrayed his family and the nobles who supported him, only realizing the error of his ways after his enemies left him nowhere to turn. But by then, it was too late.
Seems like a common occurrence across history.
Different people, same mistakes. It's an inevitable pattern, destined to repeat itself.
The writing mentions the Ibis King, but a cat is depicted here. Does that mean...
So far, what's depicted on the slab seems true to history. In which case, this cat is either a proxy for the Ibis King or a manifestation of said king himself. Exaggeration is a common method ancient records use to highlight a being of higher status. And as we know, Layla and Jur both heard the sound of a cat while escaping the ruin.
You're saying the Ibis King, one of the legendary 7 pillars of King Deshret, is here, still helping those in need?
I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Wait, there it is! The cat! Ah! Marak went after him!
The cat's showing us the way forward. Come, let's follow.
Okay. Huh. The cat's...
Yes, but look where he led us.
Oh. Another slab. It looks similar to the last one. Oh, by all means, take your sweet time. Wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. Huh. The scene depicted...
Seems to be a different tale. The Ibis King answered the Jinn-blooded dancing girl, granting her the wisdom she sought. But enemies plotted to kill her close kin. Snake venom was her self-chosen end. Here I leave the name. Makaira.
The Temptress of Woe?
You've heard of her?
Of course. I don't just sit around doodling all day. She's mentioned in tons of papers about the desert. As I recall, she was given as a gift to the tyrant king of Gurabad, and later seized the opportunity to kill him. After getting her vengeance, she reigned as queen for many years, until her enemies attempted a coup, and she took her own life.
That's more or less the version I've read as well. It seems this queen also had dealings with the Ibis King.
Yeah, I'm starting to find this whole granting wisdom business a bit concerning. I mean, considering how Gudar's and Makaira ended up, it might not have, but at the same time, if the cat guiding us is linked to the Ibis King, then he doesn't seem...
People are complicated, and the same is true of the servants of the gods, no matter their wisdom or power. Let's reserve judgment for now and keep moving.
Oh, Paimon meant to ask earlier. Have your memories come back? No, sorry. To be honest, nothing about this experience feels... Besides, my focus is the stars. So... Guess that makes us the senior researchers in this scenario. Stick close, alright, Layla? Okay. Wow. What a... Yeah. But for such a big place, it's so... empty. Like no one ever lived. Sure must have been boring to live in ancient times. Now that you mention it, I've heard some people used to draw star maps on their vaulted ceilings. Some might even make them transparent to better observe the movement of the stars. It sounds so nice. Stargazing from the comfort of your... wait a second. I think I see something up there. Huh? How is Paimon supposed to do that? Oh, right. Flying. Duh. Alright. Sit tight, everyone. Adventurer Paimon will be right back. Okay, so, there's nothing super special up there. Just a couple of shelves, tables, jar, and a whole bunch of dust, dirt, and sand. You really want to search through all that stuff? Well, when you put it that way, come on then. Let's see what we've got. Paimon's hoping for something super valuable. Thanks. I'll stick close. I think that's everything. Most of the documents are in the ancient desert script, except these ones. These seem old as well, but the handwriting makes them stand out. Right! Let's arrange them in chronological order before we read through. Okay, now... Maybe. So, either this person's an ace adventurer. An optimist, huh? That's right! You're detailed and passionate. Great qualities for an adventuring buddy. This optimist seems super obsessed with exploring every corner of this place. That could have gotten them in big trouble for all we know. Well, I appreciate the compliment. It's almost magical how words like that can make you feel like... I only wish that magic could last a little longer. Until I figure out my new study topic, at least. Oh, look, see? Told ya! And all this talk about seniors and juniors? Whew, he sure talks a big talk for a student, though. You'd think he was some kind of... Huh. What is it? No, I was just thinking. And this might... I mean, it's good that he helped treat his companion's wound. But it didn't seem like it was out of kindness. More like he was looking out for... I don't know. Yeah. If you're both in this dangerous situation together, wouldn't you mention if it were Paimon, she would write down the name of every single person she was with? No one... Actually, I find Paimon's approach quite sensible. It makes sense from a safe that way. If anyone came to the rescue, the notes would be able to tell them everything. Whoa! That's... well, I learned that from Madame Farzan, actually. Oh, no! It's fine! You taught us something, so you're our teacher. Anyway, from the looks of things, the student who left these notes behind was pretty... Whoa! Hang on! That's a lot of the Ibis King. So, did this person actually... Sorry. Who? Jeez, not again. Stop teasing her, traveler. Anyway, Nefer's, a friend of ours. And she's mentioned the Ibis King before. Well, that's not too surprising. Most people in Sumeru know about King Deshret, and most in the academia have at least some knowledge on the seven. Legend has it, King Deshret ruled the desert at the head of several wise retainers, guiding their people to pursue the limits of wisdom. He also left behind treasures for future generations, which continue to be relevant in nearly every research discipline. And now, this message indicates this student and his senior were rescued by the Ibis King. But to think it's possible to meet him in a place like this... We don't know when these notes were written, but didn't the 7 pillars disappear a long time ago? Yeah, the notes made it sound like his powers. Also, the mention of this form? I'm not sure. Oh, this is the last page. Well, sounds like they made it out. Wait, but it... Huh. Our friend said something similar. That the Ibis King was a liar, and the notes did make it seem like something wasn't quite... Maybe he wasn't one of the 7 pillars at all, but some kind of con artist. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? I think Paimon raises a good point. All right, I think that's... Oh, it's Marek!
Hello? Anyone up there?
Yeah, we can...
You know, sound travels just fine in an empty chamber like this. You don't have to shout. Of course, if you're shouting to express your excitement at being reunited, by all means, pretend I never said anything.
Yelling like this is kinda exhausting.
Wow, we all ended up in the same place, huh?
Yeah. What a
Indeed. Or as I like to call it, the chai fact. No reply?
Just say it.
All right. Because it's spice to sweet brew again.
Oh, hey, that's a new version.
Oh, wait, what? You've never heard?
What are you looking for?
A place to sit and read my book.
Oh, great. What else is new?
Well, looks like everyone made it through unscathed. Let's take this chance to get some water, rest a bit, and discuss what we learned. Sound good?
Yeah, let's debrief.
Okay, so we all learned a lot, but it feels like
Yeah, but one thing's for sure. This place is tied to the Ibis. Hey, Sino. You're the current representative of Hermanubis. Can you call him up for a sec?
Of course. Just let me sense his presence. Just kidding. I can't sense him at all.
Jeez, Sethos. Did you set him up for that one? What are you? A two-man?
Sorry, Hermanubis isn't like the Ibis King. He can possess me, but I can't talk to him whenever I want.
Oh, truly? Does that mean he's gone? I would have liked to reminisce about old times with him.
Ah, the cat! It speaks!
Of course it speaks. In fact, it is not an it at all. You do me a great offense.
My apologies. Esteemed cats.
Oh, this little contraption is still here.
Contraption? No, this is Marak.
Which means you do his assistant a great offense.
Huh? Well, I didn't mean... Well, I apologize. I wasn't referring to this Marak, but rather the thing that operates it. King Deshret was quite partial to it. I have forgotten what it was called. It must have had an official name, albeit in the old tongue. Even if I did remember, I would need to translate it into modern language. Ah, it's not important. Marak's a fine name. Even better than the original, if you ask me. And the remodeling, quite well done indeed. This Marak looks much happier in it. Oh, and the components should have model numbers written on them. You can look them up if you're curious.
This cat talk.
Quite the one-sided
Is this what the...
He seems quite eloquent. I wonder if he plays cards.
Is this what the Ibis King was like?
Ha! I knew Marak was a great name. Go me.
Let's see, what page was I on again? Should have brought a bookmark.
That all went over Paimon's head.
Hello indeed. For you to know my name. Yes, I was not mistaken. You are special, but you are all guests. It is only proper to invite you in. Come then, this way. welcome to my humble...
Oh, your house, sure.
I fear it's not quite what it used to be. In fact, it has long ceased to be my home at all. It belongs to the descendants of the cats I once raised. Such adorable creatures, aren't they? Take the one I'm borrowing here, for instance. A chubby fellow with such love. Anyway, tradition dictates that a special guest such as yourself be presented with a gift. Such adorable creatures, aren't they? Take the one I'm borrowing here, for instance. A chubby fellow with such lovely fur. Alas, it's a first-come, first-served basis, you see. I fear with the passage of time...
What? So the treasure's...
Treasure, you say? Not an inaccurate description. Yes, and no. I have the power to grant gifts inaccessible to the masses. The only requirement is answering a question. Not a bad deal, yes? Of course, my questions were given unto me by King Deshret, who in turn received them from the Mistress of Flowers. There are 3, and no more. What causes our rise and fall? What obliterates love and hate? What determines truth and falsehood?
The more he talks, the less Paimon understands.
I see. That must mean Gudars and Makaira managed to answer 2 of the 3.
Another who understands.
Oh, so that's the event those 2 slabs are depicting.
Ah, priests and their records. A singular obsession, and quite boring, too. After being imprisoned within Aru, I could, on occasion, take the form of a cat to converse with those around me. But I despised speaking to them. No conversational skills whatsoever. Now, humans like you who stumble in here from time to time, you are much...
Hold on! We're getting off topic again. The 3 questions you just mentioned? What are they for?
Ah, that is a story that begins with King Desh...
And we're in for another long one.
Nostalgia for the past is common to us all, is it not? And our king, he was such a proud, solemn man in those days. He watched us speak of the present and the future, of the wisdom we possessed, or were about to obtain. We were his proud retainers, confident in our belief that, so long as each one of us used our abilities to the fullest, progress was inevitable. Yet, King Deshret's ambition was not destined to be allowed in a closed-off world such as this. So nothing went as planned. In fact, from the beginning, there were signs an outcome of this nature was inevitable. Because although there were 7 pillars, one was forever absent. YAAAAY would insist the Dendro Dragon Sovereign was one of us. But the dragon herself rejected that idea.
Huh. Like a card you can never seem to draw from your deck.
More like a card that was never in the deck to begin with.
Alas, that's just who YAAAAY was. There was nothing we could do about that. And I always preferred chess to cards. In the end, life grew unbearable for our king. But, of course, those who remain must continue to live on. But subjects like us were less fortunate. After all, the fate of a retainer is decided by the king, including the chance to walk away. So it was then that King Deshret had Kroko, Goti, and I locked up within Aru, where we remain to this day.
Kroko. Goti?
Ah, of course. You're more familiar with their full names. Sobek, the Crocodile King, and Hereshef, the Goat King. And let me tell you, when it comes to chess, Hereshef was a habitual backseat strategist, always spewing nonsense from the sidelines. Well, Sobek was all too quick to take his terrible advice, to the point where I was the one who got accused of cheating. Chess is an exercise in patience, and that man couldn't sit still to save his life. He could never excel at that game. In fact, neither of them were good at chess. Even so, we played together often. And since I was always the winner, we got along quite... What are you laughing at? Were we not...
Everyone's laughing.
No, not you. It's Goatee. He's laughing for no reason again. Can you not hear him? Ah, right. Of course you can't. The two of them are inside Aru, as am I, so only I can hear them.
What is even going on here? Has he, like, started to lose it after being trapped?
That does happen to prisoners serving life sentences.
Speaking of which, how's Azar doing these days?
I doubt he's doing much of anything.
Just what I wanted to hear.
What is the meaning of this? You doubt my words? I have half a mind to not talk at all.
Oh, no. They're not questioning you, Lord Ibis King, just discussing other things. Please, continue.
In that case, where were we?
Getting to the part about the 3 questions.
Ah, yes, we're almost there. Before I entered Aru, King Deshret said I could be released from my eternal seal if I chose humans who could provide the correct answers to those 3 questions. The first person who caught my eye was Gudars. I asked him, what causes our rise and fall? He answered, conspiracy and betrayal, for it renders the righteous and wise unable to succeed, and thus nations fall. I found his answer quite interesting, so I bestowed upon him the power to deceive. The second human I chose was Makaira. I asked her, what obliterates love and hate? She said unto me, I have nothing left to lose. Vengeance alone can quench both love and... I found this to be another fascinating response. So I granted her the power to be love.
But both of them and...
Now then, young one, riddle me this. Did their answers point to this fate? Or was it the power I bestowed upon them that determined?
I'm just an observer who doesn't understand their circumstances, so I can't answer.
A clever reply. I do not wish to comment either. It is all in the My only wish was for their answers to be acknowledged by King Deshret's rules, and bring me one step closer to freedom. As for the final person, her fate remains to be seen, so I will not reveal her name. I asked her, what determines truth and falsehood? And found her answer quite compelling, so I bestowed upon her a gift. As you can see, however, I have not been freed, so it's clear the answer she gave at that time was wrong. But, alas, 3 people were chosen, and 3 questions were asked. So now all I can do is wait. Wait until her wisdom is in line with the rules set forth by my king. Until she has found the...
No wonder there was no 3rd stone slab then. Or perhaps you're just not ready to include her in the story. Though, that might be a generous interpretation.
Well, it's not merely because her story remains unfinished. As the remaining priests of this place left, or passed on, there were none left to record the events that follow. Besides, stone slabs are few and far between in the Great Red Sands. In the sprawling desert, very few things or people even manage to leave a trace. But sometimes I can't help but wonder if that young man from several centuries ago had been willing to answer my question. Would I have left?
Wait, so there was some...
Of course, it has been thousands of years after all. All sorts of people have stumbled upon this place, but I only chose this. That young man had such a singular intelligence, though his companion, by contrast, was rather average.
The author of those notes we found? The student named...
Ah, yes, I think that was his... In truth, I was unsure whether I should grant him my 3rd remaining gift. He was, of course, exceedingly clever, but he was also mistrustful and narcissistic in equal measure. And there did not seem to be a line he was unwilling to cross. Too much power could be dangerous in the hands of someone like him. So I found myself rather relieved when he declined my gift.
Oh, he turned...
Yes, he said he didn't need it. I still remember the look in his eyes. Nothing stood out per se, and still I could sense contempt and disdain radiating from his gaze. I could not give an exact reason, but on instinct I just knew. It would not end well to get close to a man like that. So, Stick close to your companion, I said. Only the descendants of Tuletula can come and go as they please. Leave him behind, and there is no escape for you.
So, does that mean his
Oh no, that part was true. The lie was in the other half. Anyone can enter. I saw that his companion was exhausted and was concerned Sandik might leave him behind. Or worse, that some other accident might befall him. So I made up an excuse to prevent Sandik from going a step too far. Oh, and speaking of, Sandik's companion had the same blue hair and pointed ears as you.
Wait, does that mean...
Indeed. When Hermanubis founded that city, he took in many who had nowhere else to go. Today, their progeny are scattered to the four winds, and indeed are far more numerous than I could have imagined.
So the person you protected could have been my ancestor.
Yes, yes. You're very welcome for that.
Could I ask another question, Lord Ibis?
Of course. I have nothing.
Did you also save me and a man named...
I did. You two were quite unlucky bumping into a device King Deshret once used to measure human brain power. That contact caused more knowledge than you could handle so I replaced that knowledge with simpler repetitive Of course, the side effect being the same thought repeating over and over again in your mind, but that should resolve it.
How many moons?
Yes, that was the phrase I used in your head. I forgot the other one, though. I believe it had... Both were spur-of-the-moment decisions, so no need to dwell on the meaning too much.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Lord Ibis King.
As I said, young one, you are most welcome. If you're inclined to return the favor, perhaps you could turn off that device so no one else can trigger it? There's only so much a cat's paw can do, so I'm afraid this is something I must leave to you. Or Marak, I suppose. Oh, splendid! Another one bites the dust. Such is the fate of things here. Day by day, little by little, the remnants of ages past fade into obscurity. For that reason, the gifts of bygone eras, be they tied to your blood or technological in nature, are not to be revered. They are tools, nothing more. Disrespectful? I simply make the most of what I have. Besides, our king has been gone all these years. What good does it do to revere him now?
Oh, are you talking to the Goat King again?
No, Croco this time. He's pestering me for another game of chess. Says he wants to even the... Wishful thinking, if you ask me. If we counted one push-up for every loss, he'd owe me 300,000 by now. Of course, that's just a rough estimate. I've never kept count.
It appears that's something you like. Being someone unable to be defeated.
I suppose. All right then. Time for me to extend my winning streak. And for you all to head home. In truth, deep down, I know even the answers to those 3 questions will not change my fate. But that is for me to reckon with. Go on now.
Excuse me, do you even know what time it is? I've harvested 3 crops.
You're exaggerating,
I'm making a point.
The sincerest apologies for keeping you waiting.
See, that's what I call manners. Now, are any...
Nope. It went way...
I presume the investigation is complete then. Oh my, did you... If you've read the work from the Vahumana Dashan, you would know that the Ibis King has, Well, perhaps he softened up a bit in his old age, and that's why.
Or perhaps he just didn't have a good enough reason not to. See? Marak agreed.
How do you even know that's what Marak meant? That could have just been a happy noise.
In any case, there's a lot to be happy about. We figured out what happened to Layla and Jur, and
Yeah, I've always thought of myself as just an ordinary student. I never would have even considered something like that could...
Come to think of it, our ancestors might even have been friends at some point.
Huh? You're right. Maybe I should take a trip back home to see if I can find any records about that.
Oh, I was just throwing that out there. I wouldn't want you to go to the trouble.
It's fine. My advisor gave me a break, and I still have a few days left, so... Oh, wait. My study topic. I haven't made any progress at all. No. I need to focus... right.
Couldn't you help her, Professor?
Huh? No.
Me, you say? I'm from the Spatamar Darshan, and I don't think that Nephis or YAAAAY researched this. All I have to offer are my although I suppose it's not impossible. I can ask a few old friends to
You really don't have...
Hardly. A few passing questions while we water the plants? It's no trouble.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Now it's getting late, and you all must be tired. Let's wrap things up here. Some say desert nights are the sun taking mercy on us after the heat of the day. So, let's leave while she still feels merciful.